G'day folks, it's the 20th of July 2021. I'm the Aussie Traveler with no good news about tourism into Indonesia. Well, a big warm welcome everyone from Brisbane, Australia. I'm still in my little room that I'm renting here at the moment because I can't travel, and my plans to travel to Indonesia isn't until September, which I have my applications all been approved with my B211 visa. Everything's there in place, so I hope to be there in September. That's my big goal. I know this show is supposed to be about the reopening of Indonesia to tourism, and the last couple of months it was looking really promising. It looked like the government was going to start to introduce other countries to start coming into Indonesia, like a bubble type of an effect. But that didn't happen, unfortunately. COVID hit, and it hit pretty hard. So what's happening now? Let's have a little look at that. I have been in touch with two forms of government in Indonesia, and they have both made it quite clear to me that tourism at the moment is not going to happen. It isn't going to be available at this stage because of the huge COVID numbers that's developed. Like at the beginning of this month right through to now, it's been quite high and it's still climbing. The government still has some plans for when the cases start to ease, so they haven't knocked it on the head yet about tourism. It is just being put on the back burner a little bit. So maybe next month they'll reassess, have a look at the cases, and then they may start making announcements again about who they're going to invite into Indonesia with that bubble program that they're talking about. They didn't make any announcements on which countries it was going to be either, which they were about to do. The president was about to announce what countries they were going to invite in. But of course, COVID hit, and it put everything behind the line a little bit, so to speak, if you like. So there it is, folks. There is no tourism visas available at the moment. Hello, it's because of the huge COVID numbers going on over there at the moment. I have some very good friends that live there and in some of the islands surrounding Indonesia, and they haven't had COVID there at all until this month. And 2 out of my 3 friends that live on one of those islands have the COVID, and they're getting over that at the moment with their isolation and all their whatnot that's going on. But they're doing well, and they seem to be happy. They think another week or so and they'll get a negative result with their next PCR test. So here's hoping that that happens for them. But like I was saying, there wasn't any COVID on those particular islands, but there is now. So it really is moving around. So I can understand why the government has put a block on tourism at the moment. Now, the B211 business visa hasn't been cancelled. You can still apply and probably get the B211 business visa into Indonesia. It's very easy to do, and making it even easier is if you contact an Indonesian agent and have them help you through the process. Some friends of mine from Australia are just doing that now, and they've both got approvals to do that. What they do have to do, in part of this new process, is they do have to prove to the Indonesian government that they have had the COVID vaccine, and they need documentations for that. So if you've had the COVID vaccine and you've only had 1 jab out of the 2 jabs, you need to have both of the jabs, and you need to have documentation of that to show the Indonesian government on arrival. So whatever country you're coming from, you now have to prove that you have had the vaccine. whether it's the 1-shot or the 2-shot process. Not sure what your country is offering, but here in Australia, it's mostly the 2-shot program. So we will need to show them that we've had both shots before you enter into Indonesia. They're pretty anal about it. They really want to see that documentation. Then it's moved from a 5-day isolation to 8 days. So you will have to self-isolate in a government-approved hotel over there for 8 days. And there is talk in the background that that may move to 14 days, so be prepared for that. The next thing that's a little concerning is airlines flying into Indonesia or Jakarta from around the world. They're slowing up a little bit, and a couple of friends of mine have had their flights cancelled to fly into Indonesia. So what they're now having to do is to fly to Singapore, and most countries do fly into Singapore, and then from Singapore you fly to Jakarta. So that may be a little tip for you if you're planning on entering Indonesia soon, maybe with that 211 visa. You may have to look at your flights and be careful, because there is a lot of flight cancellations going on at the moment. So be careful with that one. Sorry guys, haven't got much more information than that. COVID is pretty high up there, and I pray that they're all doing well over there, our friends there in Indonesia. I am in contact with a lot of people over there. The government are sneaking out a little bit of information at the moment. I can't say anything because they've asked me not to, but there is something happening very soon. But let's just keep an eye on those cases and see how well they drop over this over the month. And maybe next month we may start getting some announcements from the president himself. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully we can all get into Bali soon, or Indonesia, wherever your destination is over there. Our prayers are with them. Thank you very much. Take care.